Don Piper. It's so good to talk to you.
Well, I'm very honored to talk to you.
You have a wonderful testimony that you're going to share with the Chinese in 2008.
Well, I'm really looking forward to being there. It is an amazing testimony of someone who was living and then died, and then because of a lot of answered prayers and miracles, came back. So I'm going to share that story.
Oh, that's wonderful. Before we start that testimony, I would like to know, before the 90 Minutes in Heaven, the ministry, what were you doing?
Well, actually, when the wreck happened, I was on my way to church. I was pastoring a church just south of Houston, Texas.
What kind of church?
Very large church, a Baptist church. And I was on my way to that church, returning from a conference, and a truck crossed the center stripe of a highway and hit me head on. So I did not make it to church. I eventually showed up months later in a wheelchair. So it changed my life.
Yes.
And the story of that accident and that recovery is the basis for the book 90 Minutes in Heaven. But I had been a pastor for some time when the accident occurred.
You talk about 90 minutes in heaven. That means you believe there is a heaven?
Oh, there is a heaven. It's the most real place I know. More real than this conversation that we're having right now, because this will end. Heaven never ends. It has a beginning and it has no end. It's God's place. It's eternal.
Can you tell us just a little bit, what did you see in heaven?
Well, I saw people I had known and loved in life that had gone before me, and they looked great. If you want to look great, heaven is the place you want to be. Everyone was perfect in every way. They were ageless. They were without blemish or scar. I have many scars all over me because of the accident, but not in heaven. I had no scars in me. The only person in heaven with scars is Jesus.
Did you see Jesus though?
Only in the distance as I was going through the gates. They had magnificent gates there.
What kind of gates? Like the Bible says,
yes,
pearl gate?
Like the inside of an oyster. You open it up and they're gleaming. They're quite brilliant. They almost look alive because of the light of heaven is reflecting off of them. And there's wonderful music.
What kind of music?
Well, music of all kinds and all varieties. It's magnificent music.
Play at the same time? At
the same time. Many forms of music are being offered to God at the same time. But in heaven you can hear each one of them and distinguish each one with your heavenly ears.
Is that not noisy at all?
Oh no, it's not noisy. It's quite beautiful, and they all work together to glorify God because He is always the object of our worship, and they're all singing praises to Him.
So did you see anybody you know in heaven?
I saw many people I knew. I saw my great-grandmother. I saw my next-door neighbor when I was a small child. My parents didn't go to church. The only way I could go to church was when the neighbor took me. And she was there to meet me at the gate because she helped me get there. In fact, everyone I saw at the gates were people who had a spiritual impact on my life.
I see. The Lord let you meet them.
It was a wonderful reunion. A blessed reunion. I can't wait to go back.
I hope I can see somebody when I know my dear loved husband if I die.
You will. You will.
We would like you to tell us, now you're in the 90 Minutes in Heaven ministry. How many meetings do you have each year? Do you know?
Well, the book has been translated into 26 languages, including Chinese. And so I speak all over the world. For the past 3 years, I've spoken about 300 times a year.
300? That means a year is 365, and you spoke 300. 300
days out of the year I've spoken, really from one end of the world to the other. And I'm looking forward to being here in California and speaking to your group.
Can you tell us what's the reaction of people when they heard your testimony?
Well, it's amazing. I had a 95-year-old woman who came to a meeting that I had in Hawaii, and she was in a wheelchair. When I gave the invitation and altar call, she rolled herself down the aisle in her own wheelchair. She was a lifelong Buddhist. She gave her life to Christ.
Wonderful.
95 years old.
So there's thousands of them came to the Lord through your ministry, right?
Many thousands. It's very overwhelming, very humbling to have such a response. But everywhere we go, we see lives changed
Yes.
and new souls born into the kingdom of God.
Oh, so the Chinese Community Church Joy Partners,
Yes.
that's my ministry,
Yes.
and the Chinese churches in LA going to work together
Right.
and hold this outreach meeting in 2008,
Wonderful.
March the 7th and 8th.
Right?
So would you like to say anything about to the people who view you right now?
Oh, I would. I want to extend a personal invitation to all of you to come and be with us. We're going to talk about answered prayer, and we're going to pray. We're going to talk about miracles, that God's still working miracles. We're going to talk about beginning again and starting over, but maybe something very bad has happened to you.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about heaven
Yes.
and how to get there. And we're going to try to take as many people with us as we can when our time comes. So it'll be an exciting time together.
I can't wait.
Bring everybody you know.
Okay, so dear brothers and sisters, you have heard Don Piper telling you it's going to be a wonderful meetings in March 2008. The date is 7th and 8th, and the time and the place. One will be in Orange County, LA. Another one will be in Pasadena. And each place can sit a lot of people, so I hope you can work with us. Right now we are starting prayer meeting every month. Pray for this meeting. If you have any question, you can write to me. My name is Lin Shimu. Okay, Mrs. Lin Florence. My address and the phone will be on the cover of the DVD that you are viewing now. So we will tell you all about it, and then you also will receive flyers and posters in your church. Work with us. Bring many people to the Lord in LA.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Don Piper.
I'm very honored.
God
Thank
bless
you.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.